creepy and cool TikToks that will blow your mind. Are you ready? Are you ready? Let's go!
Disclaimer: this video is for entertainment purposes only. Please do your own research, as these clips haven't been fact-checked.
If I see one more person posting their workout routine, their sauna and cold plunge, the diet routine, if I see one more person posting how their parenting routine and the wonderful intricate snacks that they make for their children, all day long, there is an idealized, stylized version of every single aspect of our life that is so much better than the gag reel that we're living. And we're watching it, and we're comparing ourselves to it and our partner to it. And we're going, how come my partner doesn't look like that? They don't look like that. Like all these videos of the person like getting up in the morning, who set up the camera? There's someone set up a camera. Like, and I really feel sometimes like I'm the crazy person going, guys, do you not see this? Like, do you not see this? Do you not see that this is what's making you unhappy? You're unhappy with yourself. You're unhappy with your partner. You're unhappy with your relationship with your partner because you're comparing it to fiction.
All right, calm down. It's not that bad. But you know, people aren't all they supposed to be. Social media has ruined everything, folks. I don't get it.
Talk to a man about himself, and he will listen for hours.
Yeah. Benjamin Disraeli is one of the greatest seducers ever. I mean, absolutely brilliant. First of all, consider this. He was a dark-skinned Jewish man in England who became prime minister. Imagine the prejudice against somebody like that in a country like that. How did he ever do it? Because he was a charmer, a seducer. He could seduce the birds out of the trees. He seduced Queen Victoria. She was madly in love with this dark-skinned Jewish man. Here he took Queen Victoria, the most prudish, uptight woman you can imagine, and he had her completely under his thumb. And the whole art of it was, for Disraeli, was to make the other person feel like they were special, they were brilliant. It's this woman who said, after sitting next to Gladstone at dinner, I thought he was the most brilliant man in England. After sitting next to Disraeli at dinner, I thought I was the most brilliant woman in England.
Ever heard of Balthazar Ngonga? Man ate 500 women, all upper class.
You're a billionaire, and they are your employees. The imbalance of power is extreme.
This monarch of billionaire, let's just get at that, okay? I grew up in federally subsidized housing. Let me finish. I grew up in federally subsidized housing. My parents never owned a home. I came from nothing. I thought my entire life was based on the achievement of the American dream. Yes, I have billions of dollars. I earned it. No one gave it to me. And I've shared it constantly with the people of Starbucks.
These things
Why are successful people having to defend their success?
happened. Alex and Donna Voutsinas were looking through their old photos to put in their wedding video. They found one where Donna was a kid in 1980 visiting Disney World. They looked closer at the photo. In the background was Donna's husband, Alex, as a child, being pushed in a stroller. The odds of getting hit by a meteor are 1 in a trillion. When a meteor crashed into a home in Paris in 2011, the press rushed over to check on them. They were fine. Their name was Comet. World War I broke out after Archduke Ferdinand was assassinated in his car. The license plate of the car was A111118.
What?
World War I started on November 11th, 1918. This one's nuts. In 1975, a 17-year-old boy was killed riding a moped. Exactly 1 year after that, his 17-year-old brother was killed on the same moped,
What?
in the same intersection, and hit by the same taxi, driven by the same taxi driver. They
No
were also
way.
carrying the same passenger. These things happened. 21,000 people worked on the Hoover Dam. 96 of them were killed. The first was J.G. Tierney, who drowned. The last person killed was Tierney's son, Patrick, who died 14 years later, both on the same day, December 20th. Violet Jessup was nicknamed Miss Unsinkable. She worked on the Titanic, which sunk in 1912. She worked on the Britannic, which sunk in 1916. And she worked on the Olympic, which crashed. All three ships were from the White Star Line. The Civil War broke out in 1861 on a farm owned by Wilmer McLean. After the battle, McLean moved his family away for safety. 4 years later, Robert E. Lee surrendered to General Grant at Appomattox Courthouse. The generals then signed the documents in the parlor of the closest house, owned by the same Wilmer McLean. Thomas Jefferson and John Adams, founding fathers. At first friends, then bitter rivals, and then friends again. They both died a few hours apart in 1826, on the 4th of July, the 50th anniversary of American independence. These things happened. In the year 2000, The Simpsons predicted that Donald Trump would become president. 16 years later, this prediction came true. The Simpsons predicted all kinds of things that came true, like Siegfried and Roy's tiger attack, the Game of Thrones finale, and Disney buying Fox. 20 years before it happened. The first soldier killed in World War I was John Parr. The last soldier killed was George Edwin Ellison. Though 40 million people died during the war, these two soldiers are buried in the same cemetery, 15 feet apart. The Devil Flight. Finnair Flight 666 departed from Copenhagen and landed in Helsinki, which is known by the short code HEL. The day of the flight was Friday the 13th. In October, of course. In 2001, a 10-year-old girl named Laura Buxton released a red balloon into the sky. On the balloon, she had written, "Please return to Laura Buxton." The balloon landed 140 miles away and was found by another girl. That girl's name was also Laura Buxton.
No. Mind blowing. What? This is crazy. You know Indiana Jones scene from Temple of Doom? No. Creepy. What is that? Thanks to AI, we will never figure out what is the truth anymore. Broso Jesus. Broso the future. AI can do everything now. This is cool, man. Wow. Hmm. I would love to see Babylon or Sumerian ancient cities with King Gilgamesh.
It actually happened. Oh my god. Aliens are from our oceans, confirmed today in the Oversight Committee hearing, a live stream that was broadcasted all over the world. The 4 witnesses, which included a retired Navy commander, a rear admiral, confirmed to the Oversight Committee of Congress, hey, they are real. We have UAP materials and bioorganic materials. Not just us. Every other country behind closed doors is doing a secret advanced arm race trying to reverse engineer all the technology that they found. They said they're from our oceans. We have 4K video evidence of them appearing from the ocean out of Kuwait, out of Africa, the East Coast, the West Coast, Mexico, every continent on this planet has UAP video evidence all leaving our oceans. They say it's not human, it is an intelligent, artificial, or bioorganic, but it's some type of intelligence that is eons ahead of us humans, and they've been here longer than us. What the hell is going on?
So hear me out. The Abyss movie is a good example.
Took me 14 years to realize this about Shutter Island. So this movie's obviously a masterpiece. But did you realize just how clever it actually is? It's a movie that definitely rewards multiple viewings, and it's an entirely different experience watching this movie when you know about the twist at the end. Because there are so many big clues very early in the film that are mind-blowing. Like in the beginning of the movie, we can see Teddy taking a ferry to Shutter Island, and we can see him not feeling well. And he thinks this is because he's seasick, but actually it is because the ocean water reminds his brain of what his wife did to his kids. And then he goes up on the deck and he meets Chuck, and Teddy doesn't think it is weird that he meets the only other US Marshal on the boat, when in reality they would have gotten on the boat together. And it's so easy to accept this just as normal for the audience. But then when they arrive on the island, if you pay attention to the guards, all of them tense up, almost as if they'd be afraid of Teddy. And probably the most obvious one is when they are entering and then they're asked to take off the firearm, and we can see Chuck is struggling to take his off, which should have told us right away that something is wrong here.
Love this film, and I'm still not sure about the ending. I think he knew and he didn't want to remember. Hey, for people who don't know, the facial expression she's making are part of the haka called pukana. The female pukana is meant to resemble the glare of an owl. She is not just making a silly face.
According to a disturbing new analysis, phrases like "get back in the kitchen" and "your body, my choice" has surged on social media since Trump's re-election. This post by Nick Fuentes, for example, on the night of the election saying "your body, my choice forever" got over 90 million views and was reposted more than 35,000 times. Between Thursday and Friday, the ISD recorded a 4,600% increase in mentions of the phrase on X, and also posts calling for the repeal of the 19th Amendment, which gives women the right to vote, also surged 663% on X last week compared to the week.
Social media doesn't run on goodness or happiness. It runs on engagement. It literally designed to search things like this. That's what makes the most money.
Volcanic eruption has grounded flights in and out of Bali. Mount Lewitobi Lucky Lucky erupted multiple times over the weekend, sending volcanic ash almost 6 kilometres into the air. Jetstar, Qantas, Virgin and Air Asia services have all been affected. Travellers will be able to contact their airline and have their flights rebooked for no charge, or they can cancel and get a voucher for future use. An eruption on Sunday killed 9 people and authorities had to evacuate nearby villages.
We're literally surrounding by them.
There is no freaking way. The Trump effect is actually crazy. It's now being reported that South Korea's president has started playing golf again in attempts to forge a bond with Trump. And how do we know this, you may ask? It's because bro has not played in over 8 years. But on Tuesday, according to the presidential office, he started practicing again in preparation for a possible round of golf with Trump.
It really seems like every country respects Trump's, but the US.
My name is Tania Wallace. I am a singer-songwriter, and I was at I believe to be one of P. Diddy's freak-offs. 2018, I went to this freak-off. I look to the right of me, and in the corner, I'm looking like, are those midgets? Because people were it's people over them. Like, it's people trying to hide what they're doing. They're all huddled up. So I'm like, what is that? But no, they weren't. They were little people. And, I don't want to say too much. They were little people. So use your common sense. Dressed up like little Harajuku Barbies, red lipstick, looking like real sexy, revealing like cute. So I'm like, what the hell?
What were the little people doing?
Getting covered up, trying to cover up what they were doing. Just, I don't know, like being admired, being hid, something. But it's like, what are they doing here? Because this is a grown party.
Are you talking about adults who are little people, or are you talking about minors?
Am I gonna get in trouble? I don't want to say I witnessed any of that crazy stuff, but we all have common sense. Little people that's not supposed to be there.
You're talking about underage people.
It's a shame.
I got it. She spoke on this way before the stuff with Didi came to light on soft white underbelly.
So a company in China called Deep Robotics has invented a quadruped wheeled robot that can basically go over anything. Like, it is capable of going over walls. It's capable of going up and down steep hills without falling over, without tripping, braking, without crashing or anything like that. Apparently they've got all different types of versions of their quadruped robots. They've got power and utility versions that are capable of going up and down staircases. They've got rescue versions that are capable of navigating obstacles. They're good in all weather. They can go into toxic, collapsed buildings and post-disaster areas without having any issues. They've also got some that are made for going into tunnels. And then also mining robots that are made for navigating complex environments like narrow spaces. And they've got construction ones. China's also revealed that they have little quadruped robotic dogs with miniguns on the top of them. So imagine the military applications for a robot that has a minigun on top of it and can get around anywhere on any terrain without falling down, and you can't get away from it.
Like it or not, China is a global powerhouse, leading literally in all fields.
There are underground tunnels that are under the schools, elementary, junior, and high schools all over the place. They exist everywhere.
You've been in
I'm sorry?
You've seen these? Been in these?
Yes.
Where do
yes,
they
they lead to amusement parks, they lead to hospitals, cemeteries, schools, celebrity homes.
No.
Psychic shops.
What?
They lead everywhere.
You mentioned in one of your previous interviews that it's like a whole other world down there. Can you describe it to us? What happens down there?
Yes, there's every means of transportation. There's every walk of life. There's cities. There's different air supplies.
I heard Disneyland had one of those underground tunnels.
Scientists have just discovered the largest coral on Earth. And it's so big, it can be seen from space. It's located in the Southwest Pacific Ocean. It measures a staggering 100 feet long, and at first, researchers mistook it for a shipwreck. And what's crazy is that unlike a reef, this is one single alive specimen that is continuously grown for over 300 years. The explorers said, just when we think there is nothing left to discover on planet Earth, we find a massive coral made of nearly 1 billion tiny individual animals. It is now officially 3 times larger than the previous record holder.
300 years to make it. 10 years for social media and humans to destroy it.
Well, in your return to the ring, for this fight, you are setting a monumental opportunity for kids my age to see the legend, Mike Tyson, in the ring for the first time. So after such a successful career, what type of legacy would you like to leave behind when it's all said and done?
Well, I don't know. I don't believe in the word legacy. I just think that's another word for ego. Legacy doesn't mean nothing. That's just some word everybody grabbed onto. Someone said that word and everyone grabbed on the word, so now it's used every 5 seconds. It means absolutely nothing to me. I'm just passing through. I'm going to die, and it's going to be over. Who cares about legacy after that? What a big ego. So I'm going to die. I want people to think that I'm this, I'm great. No, we're nothing. We're just dead. We're dust. We're absolutely nothing.
Michael,
Our legacy is nothing.
man, that's harsh.
Well, thank you so much for sharing that. That is something that I have not
Michael.
heard before. Someone say that as an answer.
Can you really imagine somebody say, I want my legacy to be this way when you're dead? Why do you want somebody you think somebody really wants to think about
Just
you?
a kid, man.
What's the audacity? I think, I want people to think about me when I'm gone. Who the cares about me when I'm gone?
Michael.
Oh, my kids, maybe.
Yo.
And again, thank you so much for sharing.
You know, Mike doesn't know who's a kid anymore after he picked up Hasbullah, you know, the little guy who's old.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going from this to this. Meet your new Secretary of Health and Human Services. RFK Jr. was just officially appointed by Donald Trump. He will now be overseeing the FDA, the USDA, the CDC, and the NIH. And he has promised that he will hold pharmaceutical companies accountable and give parents freedom of choice when it comes to their children. And you won't believe what happened as soon as the announcement came. Moderna's stock tanked. Pfizer's stock tanked. Eli Lilly's stock tanked. And so did every other big pharma company out there. According to reports, employees at the FDA are threatening to quit if RFK Jr. officially gets appointed to Trump's cabinet. But guess what? You're going to get fired anyways. RFK Jr. already told you that you better save your records and pack your bags. But it looks better on your resume if you quit, so you might as well get ahead of it. For all of the independents and people out there that voted for Donald Trump because of RFK Jr., this is a glorious day. I am so excited for him to make America healthy again, take out the chemicals in our food, and make sure that we're prioritizing the health of our children. As always, I want to hear what you think about all of this down below.
I bet in America, the last 4 years was like living in the Twilight Zone. Wow. This is giving a Sermon on the Mount vibes. If you know, you know.
This is hilarious. There is a guy on TikTok who has started a business where you can submit a claim about your boss anonymously, and then he will go to your work and cuss out your boss so you don't get fired. Oh, and it goes just about as well as you'd imagine it would.
Man, let me tell your thin head ass something, man. Fat lady right here. You don't like to wash your damn chin. You look like your chin stinks as hell. Stink chin ass. He comes into work every day with the same gray plaid button up with gray undershirt smelling like dirty goose.
Oh my God.
Get the out! Get the out! And your ass is getting fired. You don't act like that while you on the clock. The school got roaches. While y'all in here trying to act all sedity, y'all in here got roaches.
And for those still confused, on the front page of his website where people submit their claims, it states in bold, real company, real complaints. And then, somewhat surprisingly, it states it's a non-profit. So bro's just doing it for the love of the game at this point. And OCDA is even hiring, with the top 3 requirements being, must know how to cut someone off when they're talking, can't mind talking back, and number 1, must know how to cuss.
Non-profit, that tells me he got money, but he bored.
A kind-hearted girl named Kelly adopted 3 retired police dogs, unknowingly preventing a potential home invasion. One night, Kelly was sound asleep. Everything was as peaceful as usual. Suddenly, a faint noise broke the silence. The 3 German shepherds immediately became alert, listening intently to their surroundings. As we know, German shepherds are intelligent, strong, loyal, and courageous dogs. At that moment, the sound of something striking the door came from downstairs. The 3 German shepherds bolted towards the door with lightning speed, barking furiously at the downstairs entrance. As their barking continued, the noise outside ceased abruptly. Worried about their owner's safety, the dogs quickly returned to the bedroom to check on Kelly. Once they confirmed Kelly was safe, the dogs did not relax. They continued to patrol around the bedroom, inspecting every corner to prevent any potential danger, ensuring their owner's safety. After a night of vigilant guarding, the dogs finally relaxed as morning came. Without these 3 loyal German shepherds, the outcome could have been unimaginable. It was their bravery and intelligence that averted the danger. Kelly knew how fortunate she was to have these brave protectors by her side.
Imagine three retired police dogs.
What is that? What does your company do, and how was it formed?
OCDA is an acronym for Occupational Cares Diversity Affairs. And what we do is people go to my website, they file a complaint about their boss or their supervisor, anything like that. We show it to the job and we cuss their ass out.
Hey.
Yeah, everything you want to say to your boss, that you can't say, y'all contact us, go to our website, ocdaofficial.com, and we'll show up and say all the things you want us to say verbatim.
Is it anonymous? Like, do they know who?
Oh yeah, the complaints are totally anonymous, but I say everything verbatim, so you can curse on your complaints. I'm a curse anyway.
Yeah. Hey man, stop limiting yourself. Do weddings, anniversary, family reunion, funerals. You know, sometimes people want to say things at the funeral and scared. You'll be a billionaire.
Big conversation is set around the Yummy music video that was released in 2020. Justin arrives in a pink hoodie. He finds himself walking through the kitchen to get to this large banquet hall where it looks like some sort of colorful wedding. You know, there's large tables of well-dressed individuals sitting around being posh. They're almost dressed over the top to seem very glamorous. Right when he enters the party, to his right is a young girl wearing a red bodysuit. Netizens have said this feels very significant. Just keep in mind, this red bodysuit is going to come up again, but there is a young girl who appears to be a minor wearing a red sparkly bodysuit playing the violin. Justin sits down at a table, and netizens have pointed out that everyone nearby is much older than him. They appear middle-aged. Everybody's already eating. He gets served this very interesting dish, which people have really dissected. It's a few pieces of bread with a cherry on top, and then another bread propped up against the other slices, so it looks almost like a shield for the cherry. For the first bit, it appears Justin Bieber is to a degree enjoying himself, and netizens state that the whole party atmosphere shifts when the food gets served and it's all this unappetizing food. It's really gross looking food. You know those weird jello cakes with vegetables? Looks like jello mounds with just peas, green peas inside. But everyone at the table is served this disgusting food, and the only thing sitting in front of Justin Bieber now is not the food, it's just a glass of pink liquid. So now people are connecting the drugging that was done at parties, or the alleged drugging that was done at parties, to this music video. Again, I don't know if this is a warranted connection. I'm just telling you, these are what netizens are pointing out. Eventually, in the middle of the music video, women start coming out from under the table, and they're all younger women now, and they're all dressed in elements of white, which people have pointed out. The music video then switches the lighting from the overhead lighting, if you will, to the black light. So it almost feels like the party is starting. Goodness. It goes from regular lighting, everybody's wearing these bright colors, black light turns on, and the white becomes sharper, and people think it looks like a white party because everything looked kind of white in black light. Then abruptly, the party is over, and it's just Justin and a few people left to clean up the mess or deal with the after effects, is what some netizens say. He's alone at his table now. There is a red sparkly suit draped over the chair next to him, and that was the outfit the young girl in the beginning had likely been wearing. And it appears that she was a minor, so the connotation, if this is what the creative aspect is. At the end, there is an empty plate. The plate has a picture of younger Justin on there with the word yummy written underneath. A lot of netizens have said, quote, also if you sing it a certain way, it sounds like he's saying young me instead of yummy, and the lyrics make so much more sense.
Wow, poor Justin. Hey, if this is true, he's a creative genius who found a way to tell on Diddy without, being too obvious.
43 monkeys have escaped from a biolab research center in South Carolina, and authorities are urging residents to keep their doors and windows securely closed. We really about to have Planet of the Apes before It said that their escape was due to human error, with a member of staff failing to lock the doors behind them. And if you were worried, we're about to have Caesar 2.0. Luckily, none of these monkeys have been used in lab testing, and they are too young to carry diseases. Only real problem is that they're freaking hard to catch, because when you chase them, they just scatter. And catching all 43 is going to take a while.
28 days later, if you know, you know. The real question is what they are doing in the lab.
was deemed an extremist because of a tattoo by my National Guard unit in Washington, D.C. And my orders were revoked to guard the Biden inauguration. Jerusalem cross tattoo, which is just a Christian symbol.
Is that the
This is the one.
Is that the
Yep,
tattoo?
right here. This one is what got me disinvited. I'd never had orders revoked before. I mean, listen, it's a standard deal. You remember after January 6th, everyone was in Washington, D.C. Like Nancy Pelosi had the parking garages full of National Guardsmen. My commander called me a day before, tepidly, and was like, Major, you can just stand down. We don't need you. We're good. I'm like, what do you mean? Everybody's there. He's like, no, he couldn't tell me. When I was writing the book, I reached out to somebody in the unit who could confirm with 99.9% certainty because he was in the meetings and on the emails. Nope. Someone inside the DC Guard trolled your social media, found a tattoo, used it as an excuse to call you a white nationalist, an extremist, and you were specifically by name orders revoked to guard the inauguration.
Wow. That's Pete Hegseth, our presumably new Secretary of Defense. And I never heard that story before. But only in America, up till this point, are you not an extremist if you are into BDSM animal cosplay openly in the military. But you are considered an extremist unfit for duty if you have a Jerusalem cross tattoo.
Crazy.
Well, Pete, you're in good company. I, too, have a Jerusalem cross tattoo. I got this in Jerusalem from the Razzouk family that's been operational since the year 1300. And I am very proud to wear my faith on my sleeve. Everybody freaking out and breathing in a bag over how this guy, who, by the way, was in the military for 20 years, was previously vetted to be the VA secretary and ran 2 veterans nonprofits, received the Bronze Star twice. The fact that he's an outsider from military contractors and isn't a board member to Lockheed Martin is kind of the whole point. And this story makes it even better. Any predictions for who we'll see next in the Trump cabinet?
As a matter of fact, I have it too.
What's your name, if you don't mind me asking?
My name's Jeff.
Jeff? No, Jeff Bernardi.
How do you know my name? How do you know my name?
We're cousins.
We're cousins?
We're cousins. Okay.
Oh, my God. So we Reed High School.
I went to Reed High School, 1986.
Listen, we used to go fishing. We used to drink the Bud, not Bud.
Hams?
I know this other one. It's a cheap beer. Name another one. Keystone.
Keystone Light.
Keystone. We used to go fishing. We worked at the Clarkson Company.
Whoa.
Calm down.
Did you work at Clarkson too?
Yes.
And we had you cut deer meat for sausage like they called me Michael J.
Oh, Michael J.
Listen.
Wait, I need a hug.
We're family. No, Jeff. All I can do for me do, please. Jeff, please, can you do one thing? Can you make a call for me please, because
you don't have to ask whatever you want to do.
Yeah, I have $100,000 that I need to pick up at the jail. $100,000.
What? That sounds like a crazy place to get money at the jail, but
no, I did a movie.
Why is bro getting $100,000 at jail?
Somehow, Google has the result of this fight between Jake Paul and Mike Tyson before it even starts. Yeah, you can Google it, like I just did today. I'm recording this on Thursday, November 14th. The fight is on Friday, November 15th. And when I Googled the results, like 5 minutes ago, here's what I got. I just asked for the results of that fight, and here's what it says. Jake Paul, the YouTuber, won the highly anticipated fight with a unanimous decision after the 10th round. But how is that possible? The fight's over 36 hours away. But somehow, you can find it on Google. You can find fight results before the fight ever starts. Now, maybe that's just some kind of glitch, or maybe someone asked AI and that was AI's answer. I don't know, but whatever it is, it sure is weird. To have results of a boxing match almost 2 days before it even starts? Tell me what you think about it. Is this some kind of weird glitch, like I said? Maybe it's ChatGPT or some other AI format. Or maybe it's something else. Let me know what you're thinking. In the comment section, Booshkis.
Booshkish.
Shabadoo.
What?
Yeah, it's weird, man. And Jake Paul won.
It's one thing you would never do as a cardiologist.
I would never smoke, even if the packaging is appealing.
I would never smoke anything or do any stimulant drugs, methamphetamine or cocaine. Horrible for your heart.
I would never smoke, and I would not drink alcohol either. I would never smoke. That would be number one.
Smoke.
It's the worst thing you can possibly do for yourself. It's awful. It is the cause of so many major problems, not only heart health, but general health.
I would say the number one no-no in terms of heart health is going to be smoking. And that really includes all forms of smoking. So we often think of smoking traditionally as cigarettes, but that does include vaping, which is now a lot more popular. And unfortunately, because a lot of these companies who pitch these products are so good at marketing and advertising, we sometimes forget that there might be some ills associated with that as well.
I heard of something like this before, and then they literally call it a social media hitman. I might have mentioned this to you before.
Yeah.
So what they'll do is they'll take precautions to try and pretty much stray an opinion or stray the perception of a person into a whole different route. And if you think about it, there's strategic ways you could do that. You could pay some people off to give their opinions that have a platform. Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
And honestly, that's kind of obvious. Like, you can see those happening all the time.
Yeah.
And then you have people that can hack into their stuff, post things not on their behalf. AI now, you can make anything you want. Now, there's this movie called, I think it's called Fall Guy. You watched it?
Fall Guy. No.
It came out recently. It's with Ryan Gosling.
No.
So in Fall Guy, they actually tackle on that concept of, yo, people can dead ass be framed for pretty much murder with AI. Because what they planned was, in the movie, Ryan Gosling was supposed to be framed for a murder that the lead actor in a film was the cause of. But since the lead actor has money and shit, since people loves the lead actor, let's blame it on freaking the body double. What they did was they put him in a screen, did his whole like facial recognition thing, and they were able to put it overlay on a video of pretty much the murder being happened.
Damn, bro.
Murder taking place, and bro, he just got, got in trouble for it. But he was able to, like, in the movie, shit get solved. Yeah, but still, I wouldn't be surprised if we hear about cases that go crazy and all of a sudden it was just a hoax. Or it wasn't even a hoax, it was just like people being framed.
This feels illegal, folks.
What are the things in our houses that the witches and demons can use to monitor us and attack us?
I'll tell you 5 of them. Number 1 is pets, especially cats. Remember, Jesus Christ casted a spirit from a madman and it entered into pigs. So spirits love animals when they can't live in people. So number 1 is what? Pets. Number 2 is gifts. Some gifts are demonic cameras. Many people, their marriage is not working because they receive an evil gift in their wedding, or because someone gave you a birthday gift, or you borrowed someone's clothes, not knowing that by that thing being in your house, it's a camera that the devil is using to watch and monitor your house. And number 3 is very dangerous. Before I get to number 3, 4, and 5, if you want to talk to me for 30 minutes on a deliverance video call, go book now at apostlejp.com or book by the WhatsApp that is on my bio, and I'm going to talk to you. Now, number 3, if you have visited a witch doctor, they gave you a wristband, they gave you a rope to put on your waist, or you visited a false prophet and they gave you anointing oil. Anything that is kept in your house that is from the kingdom of darkness, it attracts demons. It's a simple example. If you have rotten fruits, it will attract flies. So anything that is from the devil, it will attract demons. That's why some people are suffering with these demonic things. Number 4, if you have pictures of dead people in your house, some of you are obsessed with the dead. Every time you are admiring pictures of dead people, when it's in your house, you are attracting the spirit of the dead, because spirits follow objects, and pictures of the dead people, it called the spirit of death in the house. The last one, if you are watching pornography or horror movies, it creates a certain signal in the realm of the spirit, and when that signal is created, then what happens is that spirits begin to operate. It can create a signal of fear, a signal of anxiety, a signal of like a sexual signal, and then those spirits, like spiritual husband, spiritual wife, or spirit of fear, begin to enter you and attack you.
I pray for somebody right now. Every witchcraft in your life, I declare it is broken in the name of Jesus. Any monitoring spirit, I blind it in the name of Jesus. I declare anybody who is monitoring you, anybody who is attacking you, it comes to an end now in the name of Jesus.
My name is Apostle JPMD9. I'm the Apostle of Power, and I'm signing out. Brakada. Peace.
Brakada. I have my dad's picture. It's not leaving my house. Spirit or no spirit.
This is going viral right now. Somebody took a picture in one of the tombs in Egypt and they saw a figure of a person there that looks like an ancient Egyptian ghost. We've seen footage of ghosts before, but one of the places we never really heard about ghosts coming from until recently was the tombs of Egypt. Does that not look like a person, right? That looks like a person, right? So the person that took this picture was alone in the room when it happened, fam. After they took the picture, they realized, yo, what the fuck is this beside? Now it gets crazier, right? Okay. Because it's almost semi-transparent as a spirit would be. Now this is where it gets weird. What they noticed was, holy shit, that looks exactly like the husband of the tomb. No. They went and looked at pictures of what he would be wearing, and it matched exactly the stripes. And the hat, yeah. They found proof of the afterlife in Egypt.
Look at this freaking thing right here. This mom in New Zealand charges up to $700 for this service. And the most brilliant thing about it is that it's very copyable. I'm going to tell you exactly what this is and how you can profit from it. The market you are selling to is the best market to sell to. And who's that? Decision-making moms. They have power over the checkbook and they talk to their friends. And they're in Facebook groups. Offer 20% off. They post about it on social media and you will have leads for days. This is called hand casting and it costs from $300 to $700. The profit margins are about 80%. It can't really be shipped online, which is why I love the idea so much. That means you'll never have too much competition no matter where you are. You've got to buy the right materials, you got to practice a few times on your kids or on yourself, and then start talking to your friends about it. Better yet, don't just do this for kids, do this for pets. There are more dogs than kids in the US and people spend thousands per year.
Wow.
These videos go viral because you keep watching to the end until you can see the final result. Full business plan here.
I love it. You know, they sell the kit on Amazon.
Fear stored in the kidney. When the kidney too cold, it creating fear. So in a cold country, when people don't wear good enough clothes to cover the kidney, when it's too cold, the kidney creating fear by themselves. In the cold winter, fear is coming. So that's why in a Tao practice, there's so many practice putting the energy into the kidney. There are many practice. Like we have to get the Dantian fire, red Dantian fire, and radiant out, give fire to the kidney. And you rub the hand warm, and you cover the kidney, and smiling to the kidney, looking left and right, make the kidney warm. And when the kidney cold, it take all the energy, life force, and lose out.
Thank you, Master Mantak.
There's an account I like to follow. It's called Dark Predictions. This is him. I'll tag him in the description as well. Anyway, he makes incredible videos about the evolution of women, especially celebrities. I'll show you quickly a couple of the celebrities he's covered. If you go back and watch his videos, he gets into detail. He starts off in the beginning of their career, and then he shows you what they look like in 2024. Let me just show you a few, because this is mind-blowing. Okay, let's start off simple. Good Kim Kardashian. That's in 1995. She looks young. It is what it is. This is her in 2024. Remember that look. Remember that the facial features. Let's move on to Christina Aguilera. This is in 2003. We all remember when she looked like that. This is in 2022. Okay? Aging, but still looks great. 2 short years later, this is Christina Aguilera.
Wow.
Who is that person? Wait, it gets better. This is Shania Twain when she first started her career. Who the hell is that? This is Shania Twain. This looks just like Christina Aguilera and Kim Kardashian. And she is 59 years old. Good old Gwen Stefani. This is Gwen, maybe 4 years ago. Who the hell is this and why does she look like she's 22 years old? 22 years old.
Wow.
So they're all using the same plastic surgeon because they're all morphing into one another. He does a really good one on Lindsay Lohan and a bunch of other celebrities. He goes into crazy detail. Go follow him and look at his account. Is this just simply plastic surgery or is this more? What is it? I know what a lot of you guys are going to say, but I can't say it on this video.
Yep, I know.
Just drop it in the comments.
Have you seen Kate Beckinsale in that pink dress?
I hear something really kind of weird.
I'm begging for it.
All right. There's a group of people that built an exact replica of the Ark of the Covenant. It took them 3 years to make. The chief architect chooses to remain anonymous. So they put the Torah, which is the Hebrew Bible, in the Ark of the Covenant. They just did that. And he said, quote, "When that Torah was put in this Ark, it became weaponized." This was probably the strangest part of this whole story. Do you know where this replica of the Ark of the Covenant was for 8 months before they brought it to Israel? Trump's house. Mar-a-Lago.
No joke.
It was in Trump's house for 8 months before it was brought to Israel. Why was it there?
That is insane.
I don't know what to make of it. Truly don't care how anyone voted. Just looking at face value, that's strange.
Oh, that's 100%.
Yep, I'm not buying this.
Break from a session one time and we're walking around the studio and he said to me, do you know that if you sold your soul to the devil, you can have instant fame tomorrow? And when he said that, it was like all the rumors about conspiracy theories and, oh, people worship the devil, like all of that, which I thought was fake, became very real because now it's coming from the horse's mouth. It became so real that I'm like, oh no. And it was as if a presence entered the room because my entire body went limp. I fell to the ground and I started crying like, God, forgive me, Lord, have mercy on me, forgive me, and crying on the ground in front of this guy. I was broken from that weight in that moment. So I'm praying and I'm crying out, asking God to forgive me. And then I stopped because I'm embarrassed now. And I look up and he sat down and he had his head bowed and his arms on his knees and he was just quiet. We never spoke of that night ever again.
Why am I obsessed with this business idea? Here's why and how you should copy it. Number one, it's in Dubai. What we see happening in Dubai today will happen in other developed countries tomorrow. Number two, it's viralable. That's my invented word for something that's very visual. It makes people want to take pictures and videos of it and share it. Not only that, but it's viralable in person. If you're blending a smoothie on a bike in public, you better believe you're going to have a crowd, and that crowd is going to buy from you. Number three, less labor costs. They're doing the dang work for you. Number four, you can charge whatever you want. Yes, less labor and more profit because of the fact that it's experiential. People pay for experiences. They pay for stuff that they can put on Instagram like this. So don't charge for a $7 smoothie, charge for a $12 smoothie because they will pay it. I'll make you a deal. All of these domain names were available and I just bought all of them because I want you to start this business. If you email me and show me good progress on starting this business, I'll give you the domain names for free. More info here.
I think it's a fad. People will do it once and be tired of it. What do you think? Yeah. Every woman should feel like this. How is this possible without any technology? Cool and beauty, folks.
Nigeria is the #1 nation on earth for Christian genocide by a factor of 10. More Christians are killed here for their faith than anywhere else in the world. At the same time, Nigeria is home to 8 of the 10 richest pastors in the world. And I think those things are directly correlated. The body of Christ in Nigeria has all the wealth, all the resources, all the people, all the influence it needs to clean this place up and make it a wonderful place, safe and secure and equitable. The body of Christ has that, but there's a virus that has infected that body of Christ, what we call the prosperity gospel, which is really a satanic teaching that takes the attention of believers off of Jesus and off of serving others, and it puts them on themselves and their own bank account. And I did a lot of research and asking people I know and trust here, who should I speak with about this? Who is leading the charge to speak the truth? And they said Dr. Damina is the one.
You know, the body of Christ in Nigeria is what keeps Nigeria working. Any Nigerian here would like to comment? Don't hesitate.
The Vatican represents the real powers of this world, not Jewish at all. The Jewish yarmulke, that's a Catholic symbol, not Jewish. So you need to understand that if there's a conspiracy going on, it's Rome. If there's ever been a truth on this earth, the Vatican is behind the demise of America and the whole world. All you've got to do is look at Washington, D.C. and understand that Caesar, the seat of power for the Roman Empire, was called Capitol Hill. And that's why we today have a Capitol Hill. And the word capital is a Latin word for money. And always money had a dome. It's called domus. It's the power, dynamite, domus, the power of money. And consequently, that's why our capital has a dome, the Capitol Dome. And under the domus, you have the Senate, the United States Senate. No, the Roman Senate. And on both sides of the presidential podium where the president stands to give his State of the Union message, on both sides are 8-foot-high fasciites, a bundle of sticks with a hatchet head. They are Roman symbols for world fascism.
You know, the city of London has more power than the Vatican. It owns the Vatican and Capitol Hill in Washington.
This creator made a great video. He wants to know why somebody went from this to this, and what's up with the pearl necklaces?
Oh, I can tell you exactly what it is. There is witchcraft, voodoo, that involve pearl necklaces. It could be a possibility of why.
This kid has
one. Oh my gosh.
This guy has a whole outfit of pearls. Let's not forget him. Usher has one. Justin. Pearls, pearl necklaces, is always incorporated in lunar magic. Since the moon is influenced by the oceans, pearls come from the oceans, from bodies of water. It is all connected. It also has to do with men creating a translucent liquid necklace or something of the sort. I can't say more explicitly what it is. Use your imagination. As a ritual. It symbolizes this white translucent liquid. So if they're wearing that necklace, that means that they did that ritual. If we're talking about voodoo witchcraft, of course. The white pearl symbolized the ritual of the new beginning. It is a great tool used in moon magic and moon lunar rituals. On a pleasant note, it promotes the divine feminine, purity, protection, and emotional healing. Dark voodoo magic spell, the lunar spells, that usually when we see something like this, that a lot of celebrities are doing the same thing, it's always part of a common ritual that they participated in. It's like saying, I went up a peg in the club. Or they have been illuminated with knowledge. But before they can be illuminated, there is a lot of weird hazing. Why do I know? Because I know the magic. I know the rituals. I know the spells. I know the families. I know how it works.
I don't know about necklaces, but I wonder if Bautista is sick.
This is the thing. The truth sounds so crazy to the average person in the world today. Like, how is there going to be a great awakening? Go to a normal person who goes home, watches the news, has their cups of tea, whatever they do with their lives, and tell them that there's multi-dimensional beings on the planet trying to take people's energy. They're going to look at you like there's something wrong with you, and they think we're the mentally insane people. The thing
Demons.
is, mentally they don't think. Mentally they're inside a box of a thinking zone. They've been told how to think. They don't step back from the whole picture, do research on the truth about religion, who we are as human beings, how money works, why the whole world works, how it does. They don't do that. But if we do that, then we're the crazy ones. So, like, that's never made sense to me whatsoever.
It's great seeing someone so young that knows.
Game that they played in Peru, I think it's called The Value of Truth. I would never want to be on this, right?
What is it?
So it's like the game is simple. So a person, there's a contestant, and you're hooked up to like the polygrapher or like the lie detector test, and they ask you questions, and they start easy and then they go hard. But the twist is you get money with every single question that you answer truthfully. But you're surrounded by your family members, and the questions are based on like crazy shit about your family members, right? So the first episode of this game show, it went viral. There was this 19-year-old girl that started it. They started asking the easy questions. She's like, "Yep, I'll answer all those. Like, how old are you? Easy, 19." Boom. And then they started asking the crazy thing. She was with her mom, her dad, and her boyfriend. Right? They asked her, are you with your boyfriend until a better person comes around? And she, no hesitation. Yes. Lie detector? True. Oh my god! Imagine you're and then like it pans to her boyfriend and he's like,
it shows the family.
Yeah. And then the second question she gets asked, do you work at a nightclub? She's like, yes, true. Okay, you get money. And then the last question, she's like, have you ever exchanged money for sex?
Oh.
And she's like, looking around. She's like, yes. And everybody's like,
money,
what?
She got money,
she got money, yeah. And this is where it gets crazy, right?
Yeah.
The whole show, that was the first episode, blows up. She becomes a star in Peru. I think in the next week, missing. She disappears.
Oh.
Disappears. 10 days of her family looking for her. They find her in a parking lot, buried under like hella trash.
Damn.
Guess who was it?
It was the boyfriend.
The only person that really was victimized was the boyfriend, because she was on the game show and answered those questions.
The Legend of Labubu, the Devil's Pet.
Labubu.
If you're collecting Labubus, you're not just building a cute collection, you're gathering the pets of the underworld. Every Labubu you own brings you one step closer to holding a piece of hell itself. These mischievous little devils aren't mere figurines or toys. They're known to be Lucifer's favorite companions, feeding on the souls of the damned. Each Labubu symbolizes chaos, darkness, and the power of the underworld. Keep collecting, and you might unknowingly summon something darker, a direct connection to Lucifer's den. Rumor has it those who collect enough Labubus may find themselves visited by the real deal.
Ooh.
And trust us, when Labubu shows up, it's hungry for souls.
You know, Labubu X was Hello Kitty.
What makes people stupid, and right now we have a lot of stupid people in this world. There always have been stupid people, but because there are more people on the planet, exponentially there are more stupid people on the planet. What makes people stupid, and I'm sorry, I'm just going to tell it like it is their certainty that they have all the answers. This is what's going on with our government. This is what's wrong, with this or that. This is what people should be like, blah, 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 blah. So you're narrowing your focus to this little tiny little rail, something that you heard from somebody else. It's not even your own stupid idea. So you've absorbed it on the internet, whatever, and you're going down on this kind of monorail path. Meanwhile, the world is all around you, and you're just going like zoom like that because you're so certain you have the answer.
Beware of people with simplistic answers to complex problems.
So check this out. Yeah.
So the first time I did the egg cleanse, like earlier in the week, this shit scared me.
Oh, fuck. What happened?
Because my experience with the first 2 egg cleanses, dog, some stuff went down.
So what went down?
So first, I did it just regularly, right? You're supposed to like spray the egg with alcohol, do prayers over it, and then rub it all over yourself and just like put the negative energy into it.
Okay.
Leave like all of it's supposed to take out hexes.
Yeah.
It's supposed to take out bad karma, anything that just drags you down. So that's what you put into the egg. Now you're supposed to break it and then put it into a glass of water. Now, the first time I did it, they say you're supposed to look for pins, like spikes going up from the egg inside the water, and you're supposed to look for shapes and bubbles, because the bubbles and the shapes have different meanings. So the first meaning is the pins. Now, if you see pins in your egg cleanse, that means people have hatred towards you. Like, people don't like you succeeding, they don't like you doing things. That's just the hatred, is the pins, right? Now, the bubbles, that's the evil eye. So that's like the jealousy, that's like people looking at you funny, all of those things, like they in the same sense, like they don't want you to succeed. And the third one, when I did my last egg cleanse, like
this one?
Last year.
Oh, okay.
When I did it last year, I saw like a skull in it. Holy shit. And you're supposed to see like faces. Supposedly, you see the face of whoever's like putting a hex on you.
That's so crazy. That's so crazy.
That's fuck. But I didn't specifically see like somebody's face, but I seen like shapes in it, but I specifically saw the pins. But the first time I did it, the same day, I didn't see a bubble, like the evil eye. Okay. So I did it, I felt better, and you're supposed to flush it down the toilet. You're supposed to put like pepper.
I saw
and,
salt.
Like,
You're supposed to put
salt, pepper, and like spices onto it. It's supposed to like kill the negative energy. That's why in Japan they put like salt everywhere when there's ghosts, right?
For sure.
Now,
what happens if you got both bubbles and strings?
Romanians are some of the most underappreciated people on this planet, and I'm going to tell you why. Many Romanians have to leave Romania due to the low salary here currently, and they go to other countries to work, usually in Western Europe. And it's sad because these countries don't appreciate Romanians for how much they're actually contributing to their society. Modern Europe, Western Europe, is actually being built by mostly Romanians right now, and these people are not appreciative of that. They live their lavish lifestyles while Romanians are taking care of building their houses, taking care of their plumbing, electrical, and all the jobs they don't want to do. I don't think a lot of these countries realize that if this financial situation in Romania were better, Romanians don't need those countries. Those countries need Romanians. And I fully expect when Romania hits a economic uphill that a lot of Romanians will come home and these places will be crying for help. But not only that, Romanians are a highly self-sufficient people. These are the people who will be okay when the electricity goes off. These people know how to be self-sustaining. They can grow their own gardens. They can well their own water. They can fix the electricity if it does go off. My wife is as girly as they come, but her dad taught her when she was young how to do basic life skills and tasks that she might need in the future. When something breaks around the house, Romanians don't wait to call, immediately run to call a plumber or an electrician. They get their hands dirty, they try to fix it themselves. These are people with the head on their shoulders right. Romanians are very respectable, and it really makes me sad that when I hear in my comments that Romanians aren't respected other places they go. And I think that's more of a culture of the country that you're traveling to, because I have never met a Romanian who was disrespectful to me if I was respectful to them. And I think a lot of these Western cultures are the ones who are more offended and rude to Romanians. So don't let that bring you down. Romanians are awesome people. They're awesome to talk to. They're awesome to be a part of their lives. And they're actually very loyal, which brings me to my final point. Romanians are loyal, and they will be with you to the end. They're loyal when it comes to friendship, they're loyal in family, they're loyal in marriage, and they're loyal when it comes to work. If you don't cheat a Romanian, if you take care of them, they take care of you. They'll work hard, they'll give you the best they have. Romanians have excellent work. Look at the architecture here. There's a reason why this is one of the most beautiful countries in Europe. I think Romanians really need to get more recognition for how much they're actually contributing to the world right now, because they're doing an extraordinary amount of work for very little gratitude, particularly outside of Romania. And I just hope these Western countries know when Romania's financial uphill comes and the money's good here, Romanians won't stick with you very long, because Romanians want to be in Romania, because everything good is in Romania. La Revedere.
I heard the gypsies that go there commit crimes and everyone associates them with Romanians. They're even called Romas, which is similar to Romanians.
I always cry before I fight.
You did? Always cry before?
Yeah.
What were you crying about?
I don't know. This is who I am.
Yeah, but go further. What's the emotion?
I'm getting ready to change into somebody I don't like.
You're getting ready to change you. Change into the fighter. And you don't like that fight?
Not really.
Wow. Mike Tyson.
Wow.
That's illuminating. You are the greatest fighter that ever lived. And you didn't like that guy.
No, because he came more with fighting.
He what?
He brought more than just fighting with him.
What do you mean?
He brought like jealousy, enviness, guilt. He brought a lot of stuff.
All the bad qualities that you learned were bad.
Yeah.
You assigned to that Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
That isn't the Mike Tyson I'm talking to.
No, not at all. That's interesting. You said no one ever, put that together. But yeah, that's who I was. Everything that was bad was that guy.
He's talking about the Iron Mike.
There's people screaming there every night. I've heard it for myself. The city's trying to cover it up, trying to get everybody out of here because they know there's people in those bins.
The police need to listen to her. This is not a joke.
I just arrived to a country that forces everybody to go to the doctor. In Japan, whether you are 20, 45, or 70 years old, you must go to the doctor every year and get your entire body scanned. Chest x-rays, blood tests, heart tests, and even testing your urine. I've been living in Japan trying to understand why people here live so long, but I learned that actually wasn't always the case. 60 years ago, the average lifespan in Japan was 65 years old. But now, 60 years later, the average lifespan in Japan is 85 years old. And the one thing that changed was forcing everyone to go to the doctor. After World War II, Japan was rebuilding its country. And Japan realized if people were healthy, they would work harder, make more money, and the country would grow. So Japan decided to give everyone health insurance and force every single person to go to the doctor every year. This country tracks your health and helps you make changes before your health worsens. In Japan, you don't get prescribed medicine to fix your problems. Instead, the doctor helps you change your diet and lifestyle first. Like eating more protein and fiber, exercising more, and cutting out alcohol. But it's not just going to the doctor. Japanese people don't eat a lot. They only eat until they are 80% full, and portions are already small. They exercise a lot. I even see elderly people biking around Tokyo. And even their fast food stores are healthy. But this system does work, because 60 years later, Japan is one of the longest living countries in the world. It's crazy how much healthier I feel in this country. My skin is better, my hair is better, I lose weight, I sleep better, and I really think it is because of the diet and the lifestyle here.
Your hair looks amazing.
Let's talk about the two moons. We actually have two moons, and that includes two suns. Since the sun and moon are both local and described as a lamp or a torch, it wouldn't light up the whole plane. In this photo, we have our local sun and moon inside the first ice wall with our 7 continents. The other local sun and moon is on beyond Antarctica. But what we see in the photo, the Set and Ya. In this verse of Surah Al-Rahman in the Quran, stated that He is the Lord of both points of sunrise and both points of sunsets. Sun rises at different cardinal points in the 2 east and the 2 west. At the time sun rises in one hemisphere, it sets in to another hemisphere, producing 2 west and 2 east of the earth. And this affects the high tide and low tides of our ocean. That's why you see solar eclipses when the sun and moon doing the eclipse, while there is another moon on the side of it. So then you'll ask me, if Earth has 2 moons, how often would moon eclipse each other? It all depends on its orbital resonance. Let's assume that both moons have the same orbital inclination, like how far up and down the cycle deviates, especially from our flat plane. One would be in around equator and the other one will be in the polar orbit. If both moons have different orbital inclination, or one moon reaches high point at a different part of a clock than the other moon, then that greatly increases the time between eclipses. There's a verse that the hour has come near and the moon has split into 2, and that is in Quran 54:8. 0.1. When you have full understanding about the construct of our geocentric electromagnetic universe, this will not sound crazy to you. Earth consists of concentric rings of physical lands, spiraling from 0-point axis at the center, like a drop of water, creating a ripple effect. From the point of impact, we refer it as a magnetic North Pole. The central pole is our physical marker. We call it the magnetic pillar. Our four-dimensional realms have Rome echoed, the lunar and solar and seasons, and also our wandering stars. Saturn and Jupiter, the solar sun and lunar moon of the outer ring domain. Mars and Venus, the solar sun and the lunar moon of the next concentric domain beyond southern Antarctic boundary, or what we call the aurora australis electromagnetic field. Mercury is in the inner central or the inner realm beyond northern Arctic boundary. The star Mercury is androgynous, both solar sun and lunar moon. In one, we call it the black sun. The spiral expansion of Earth, matter, and time continues. What do you think about this? Let me know in the comments. Assalamu alaikum.
The Thai government has issued a red alert for Israelis in Koh Phangan, warning of potential attacks at the popular full moon parties, which attract large crowds, particularly of Israelis. This follows rising global anti-Semitic incidents. Israeli officials advise citizens to avoid southern Thailand due to a high-level threat and to take specific precautions, avoid large gatherings, hide Jewish or Israel-related symbols, and report anti-Semitic incidents, and avoid sharing travel plans on social media. Be careful, everybody, and try to, listen to the warnings and prevent the worst from happening.
Yeah, be careful.
People with type 3 diabetes, Alzheimer's, you feed them 7 teaspoons of coconut oil every day. You can split into a few sessions. You can actually help them with their memory. It's proven that you can help. In Alzheimer's, there's sugar running in your body, but the brain is not able to use it. Why Alzheimer's is called type 3 diabetes? Because Alzheimer's is actually the insulin resistance that is happening in the brain. When there's insulin resistance here, the sugar cannot be transferred into the cells in your brain. So your brain is actually starving. There's no energy. That's why the brain shrinks when someone suffers from Alzheimer's. But thank goodness, because our body generally, including the brain, can also burn fats. That's how the coconut oil come into picture.
Isn't it coconut oil can raise your cholesterol level? Wow, looks so real. Wow. Wow. The Last Supper. Chills and goosebumps. My dream is to travel to Jerusalem.
What the is going on with Oprah? We all can confirm this is Oprah, right? I'm not tripping. This is Oprah, right? TikTok, this is strictly for entertainment purposes only. I'm just showing Oprah. Different pictures. So I'm pretty sure we all agree, right? Before I show y'all 2 videos of Oprah, I just gotta tell y'all something. So I went to the eye doctor the other day. They checked my vision. They said I got 20/20 vision. I said, that can't be right. And they said, how come? I said, because my eyes be deceiving me. With that being said, y'all check out these videos of Oprah. Okay, we see you.
All right, man, show it already.
Yeah, we see you. Yep, on Jimmy Kimmel, we see you. And yeah, y'all, this Oprah. TikTok, I'm just showing videos and pictures of Oprah. That's it. What do y'all think about this? What do y'all think about Oprah? Y'all let me know down below in the comments.
Makeup Oprah versus no makeup Oprah.
You know that incident when Wendy Williams fell? Remember when I was talking about how she was talking Beyonce before?
Beyonce recently, when she sat down, the baby bump squashed, bent, and crumpled. She's either giving birth to a frisbee or Stewie from Family Guy.
Day 171. I've sprouted another finger. Counting the one from yesterday, I'm up to 11.
This is going on for months that she's been talking Beyonce. In one of her gossip episodes, starts it off with, someone's jealous of Adele. It's Beyonce.
Guess who's jealous of Adele? Beyonce.
A month later, she finally fell. You know what's crazy? The industry, they're trying to put it on dementia. On her Wikipedia, and when you search up Wendy Williams, dementia, she has dementia.
Right there.
They're trying to discredit her from all her sayings. It's like she really got targeted because she just kept talking Beyonce.
What? Yeah, Wikipedia said Wendy Williams suffered from aphasia and frontotemporal dementia.
What happens if a commercial jet gets struck by lightning? It sounds pretty bad. Well, the answer is not much at all. There's a thing at the end of each wing and at the tail of the airplane called static wicks. They look like whiskers on a cat's face. They stick out, and you might have noticed them. You didn't think, why are they there? Well, they're there to disperse the static electricity or the lightning off the end of the wing so it doesn't disturb the rest of the airplane or the passengers. So a lightning strike for an airplane becomes pretty much a nothing burger because of static wicks. Now you know. I'm Captain Steve. Fly safe.
Thank you, Captain Steve. Keep posting. I need this info.